Welcome to the Season 1 finale of my F1 25 My Team Career Mode. We arrive at Abu Dhabi. We are looking to close things out. To be fair, there's not a ton of things on the line. We have hit most of our goals already, and we're just basically looking to go out on a high. Now, we arrive here, as you can see, looking okay in terms of fan rating, but we have some big news. Franco Colapinto has accepted a contract to join the team for Season 2.
Great news. They've accepted that contract and signed on the dotted line. We should celebrate. And make sure we figure out how to stop any leaks about it. Nice work getting this one over the line.
Now, my plan for this was to offer Colapinto a contract I didn't think he would accept straight away, and we would also then offer a second contract to Solov to basically have two options to go alongside Hulkenberg for next season. But to my surprise, Colapinto accepted straight away the first contract that I offered him, exactly the same as Hulkenberg, who also accepted the first contract. So we are going to have an all-new lineup next season. Nico Hulkenberg and Franco Colapinto piloting the 97 Racing car for 2026. Now, we had two facility improvements on the way for the engineering, so we're going to add two more to that. Wind tunnel improvements and research expansion for the chassis. Pretty self-explanatory. As we then delve into development, we have updates on the powertrain. Also, we received hydraulic upgrades for the chassis, but here is the powertrain. We're going to purchase a failed rotor speed, and we're going to protect the one we've just received. So basically, we have now officially protected all of our upgrades for the regulation change. So our car, at worst, will be the same. But we're now going to begin and try to keep working at it. So we're going to basically start spending some R&D points on some powertrain upgrades. They're going to hopefully all arrive, but then we're going to have to protect them afterwards. So basically almost like a double purchase. If they fail, it's going to be like a triple purchase, but still, it is what it is. We have some time, we have some spare cash, we've signed our drivers, paid their bonuses, and we're looking good. So we're going to try and do that. So yeah, heading into this one, we're going to take care of our last activities. We're going to go for a secondary sponsor discovery, and that is going to be it for the time being as we skip ahead to the final round in Abu Dhabi.
Hey, Chief. We've got multiple parts out of research. Don't forget to develop them. We've got performance sitting on the table that we could be getting into the car.
Now, it does seem like, based off the graph you just saw a moment ago, we're going to finish on the back end or the lower end of the midfield in terms of our end of season positioning. We're going to purchase a weight reduction upgrade for the engine cover. This is critical because I've actually delayed this a little bit until we've resolved our regulation change status, but the AI are very quick in acceleration. That's because their car weight is less. So us purchasing a weight reduction upgrade is going to be huge to combat how the AI actually perform. So that will arrive as an upgrade for next season's car. Now, I went and tried to load into the weekend, but there was a bit of a bug in terms of the assign upgrades because I had a notification, a yellow warning sign saying I had unfitted parts, but whenever I went in there, there was nothing available. So I'm not too sure exactly what happened here. Both drivers have 49 upgrades each, so I ended up actually auto-applying whatever the upgrade was. I have no idea, but we'll see after this episode what that was. Now, for this one, we're racing a Solov for the final time. It's going to be the last time we see this driver pairing. To be fair, they've both done great. They already both pretty much, I'd say mathematically, have wrapped up P9 in the drivers and P10 in Jarno being P9 and Solov being P10. And we've also mathematically confirmed, critically, P5 in the constructors, which means huge prize money, beating out the likes of Williams, Aston, Alpine. Really, really good season. You can see here, today, racing a Solov, we have a chance to hopefully close into Jarno and have both drivers finish quite tidily, very close to each other in the standings. Now, a little of commiseration here for, Solov on his departure from Mark in his inbox, which, I want to say thank you to Solov and Otmir for their services, and I do hope they land on their feet and find the drive next season because, they have been pretty decent, but the facts are the facts. When I haven't controlled one of them, neither driver, I believe, has scored a point this season on any weekend. So that's quite, not what we're looking for. That's not really good enough. Granted, that's the rating that they are. So, you have to expect certain performance levels. but still, I want to try and get, a few more points with both cars more frequently, and the only way to do that is having both drivers at a decent level. Now, Colapinto, I expect, will come in a bit lower level than Hulkenberg, so we're going to work to hopefully level him up a bit more and, try and get some better results. And we may even use Colapinto a bit more than Hulkenberg to basically try and level out the playing field and make sure both drivers perform. Either way, I'm very excited, guys. The future looks bright because that P5 from the Constructors is already there, confirmed. 2 new drivers. We renewed our sponsorship with X-Formig. We've got a new livery on the way next season, and things are looking spicy. The question is, engine supplier, could that change? You never know. Anyway, in practice, the final practice session of the season, we got purple score on all 3 programs. So an excellent way to go out and sign off with Nikola Solov here this weekend. You can see everything looks good on the data, mostly purple everywhere. Pace, lap times looking healthy. We also smashed out the tyre management program, which was really easy to do. Average tyre wear, 1.03%. Fuel burn also 51 kg, really good. Both of those are really positive numbers. And we finished practice with both cars very close together. P12 for Yano on softs, P15 for Solov on softs as well. So pretty consistent and near enough, level pace between the two of them. So practice done, we picked up maximum points, and again bringing our points total to around 5k, and hopefully we'll get to burn that in the off season. But anyway, practice done, it's time for the final qualifying session of the season.
Welcome along, everybody. It's the fastest day of the week, qualifying Saturday, and we're here in Abu Dhabi.
Right, into qualifying, night skies at Yas Marina, and our first lap went a little bit uncomfortably in Sector 3 as we stumbled upon a Kimi Antonelli-sized roadblock as he was in our way. Luckily, he just sort of got out of the way at the last second, but, visually a bit of a distraction. Through the last couple of corners, a little bit deep into the last corner there, didn't quite catch the apex, and we do a 122.4 for P5 at the time. As always, we're going to run the run plan that we always do, so I did a cool down lap and then a second push, and at the point where we caught Kimi last time, we are 2 tenths up, and we found a bit more time through the hotel section, another 1/10 or so, as we now head into the final 2 corners. Again, if we could just sort out this final corner, this time we do get our apex, and we're going to get a better exit, and we're going to improve to a 122.0, so nearly 4/10 improvement on that one, which is really positive. P5, Sonoda setting the pace by 4/10 over Verstappen, and yeah, that is excellent. We scroll down, Hulkenberg, Bortoletto, Otmir, usual suspects at the back. Unfortunately though, Otmir unable to get through. We finished in P5. I didn't go back out because we had a very comfortable margin. Car feels good, car feels quick, over 1 lap, and you can see Otmir missed out by 3/10 on the cut of Liam Lawson in P16, who of course is Williams bound, by the way. Lawson moving to Williams, you've got Alonso retiring from Aston Martin, and we've signed Hulkenberg from Sauber, so there's going to be vacancies at VCarb, there's going to be vacancies at Sauber and Aston Martin, so there's going to be some musical chairs in the off season, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, into Q2, soft tyres on. I'm actually going to do the same run plan as Q1 because we've got decent pace, so I think I can get through on 1 set of tyres. So for this one, same run plan as Q1. You can see currently on a set of softs, we did a 22.0 in Q1 as our best time. We open up our account in Q2 with a 21, let's call it a 21.9 flat.
Alonso behind you now. Okay, so their best lap so far, 122.3. It's Hamilton ahead. Right, their best lap, 1 minute 21.6.
Now that's important information because we are half a second clear of the next car, Alonso in P8, and 2/10 off the car in front, Lewis Hamilton. So we're going to go again, as I mentioned, same run plan as Q1. If I can find a couple of tenths, I reckon we're safe. So we're going to try and push on and get this done on this compound. Now currently, already a 10th up. Really good first sector. For us, we are still half a second down on Antonelli in P5. The AI are super strong in Sector 1. As I mentioned before, they gained their time in acceleration because of the weight. They basically, the way to make the AI fast on 110 AI is for them to be coded to lose weight. They're basically running a lighter car than you, the player. So they just rip it out of turn 1 all the way down towards turn 5. They're just so much quicker, and they really hurt you in terms of lap time, because the first sector is only turn 1. It's a brake and a traction zone, and that is literally it. So we sort of make up our time elsewhere, and you can see right now we were a tenth and a half up. I lost a little bit through turn 11 as we now head into the hotel section. I'm a little bit deep on entry. We just nick a tyre with a very slight lockup. We do find a bit more time on the exit, and we then kind of lose it again in the second phase. And even though we set 2 personal best sectors, we actually don't end up improving. Back to the garage, we have a look at the times. Verstappen is 1.3 seconds ahead of Leclerc in second place alone. So if we discard that, we are 7 tenths off Charles Leclerc in P2, currently P7, and we have about 7-tenth margin over Stroll in P10. So we are not going out, albeit with the 2 McLarens behind, and we do make it into Q3, and to be fair, fairly comfortably. So good stuff from us. Both Williams out as well. Also Aston Martin lose one of their cars. Stroll makes Q3. Both McLarens, both Ferraris, both Mercedes, both Red Bulls in to the final shootout, and we make Q3 for the last time this season. Now guys, my best lap in Q3 was actually my first one, so I want to let you guys enjoy this final qualifying lap, one of the better ones of the season. One 21.4. Brilliant lap. 4.5 tenths quicker than what we did as our best time in Q2. I then went out again, and surprisingly, this lap I basically just went all or nothing. I went for broke, and it was incredibly scruffy. Like, we messed up, all the major braking zones basically throughout the lap. But somehow I finished within a tenth. But you will see, it just really was scruffy. The car was slipping and sliding. I was overdriving it way too much. And it does make me believe actually there's a little bit more time in it, but you had to really wrestle the car to get the time out of it. So yeah, in the end, the lap before was our best one. It was still good enough for P7 at the time, and it was good enough for P7 at the end. Red Bull 1-2, Tsunoda out qualifies Verstappen, and look at the margin Red Bull have over the competition. It's absolutely insane. I'm keen to see if the regulation change is going to nerf them, because I feel like they've just been upgrading through the reg change and not protecting, whilst other teams have done a bit of resources, I'd say protection, research and development throughout the last couple of rounds. But either way, good qualifying. To be fair, I don't know if there was a 10.5 in it to beat Norris, so I'm very happy we basically maximised the result. And yeah, practice qualifying done. It's time for the last race of Season 1.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake. And just one challenge remains, here in the United Arab Emirates, on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit is made up of 3.28 miles of track, featuring 16 corners with 2 very long straights. DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both Turn 5 and Turn 7 offer plenty of potential for overtaking. The circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Yuki Tsunoda lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Soloff, Oscar Piastri and Stroll, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Sainz and Pierre Gasly, Norris, Verstappen, Jack Doohan and Antonelli, Opmeer, Albon, Ollie Behrman and Liam Lawson, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Ocon and Gabriel Bortoleto rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me here today in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. So it's the final race of the season. We've had a brilliant time this campaign, but as one team principal told us a bit earlier, today we finish this campaign, tomorrow we start the new one.
Absolutely, Crofty. You know, you start this race today, your head's in the game for the race. You've got to get that one done and dusted the best you can, but you've already got an eye on next year. And you're thinking about how you can improve as a team, how you can improve as a driver as well to bring better performance into next season, because the rest don't stop.
The Season 1 finale is here. We start P4, a nice little partying gift as a few cars have had grid drops, including Max Verstappen. So, Tsunoda, I believe, is on pole. We are on the second row, and we have a really good chance at finishing on a high. I'd love to get a top 5 on this final race. It really would be a good way to sign off with Nikola Solov and Jarno Opmeer, kind of defining that Season 1 era. Now, for the strategy for today's race, the final race in the first season of My Team Career Mode, we are looking at a one-stop. It definitely feels like the trend has changed compared to the beginning of the season, with upgrades coming onto the car, tyre upgrades as well coming onto the car. We've gone from 2 stoppers at the start of the season to now guaranteed almost 1 stoppers. So we're going to try and do this here today. I think we struggle a bit more than the AI to make it happen, but it should be doable. For the fuel, we're going to go 0.2. That's our go-to standard fuel amount. Has been very good all season long. So yeah, we're ready to go. We're locked in, and let's have some fun in this final race. Well, I must say, it's been an absolutely wonderful first season on F1 25. I've really enjoyed it. A big thank you to Jarno Opmeer and Nikola Solov for their services as we depart for one last race here today. So let's try and sign off on a high, and let's see how we get on. Here we go. Leave a like, guys, subscribe as we get ready for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Lights on, and they're out, and away we go. It's a good start. Decent traction. Into turn 1 we go. Leclerc, Russell, side by side. Russell goes through. Tsunoda already making an early break as we try to hang on to Leclerc there through the dirty air. A little bit deep. Struggling with that hairpin all weekend long with the braking. Right, let's see. Straight line speed. I am running, I feel like, a bit lower wing than what I'd usually run. Piastri's closing in slowly, but not enough to challenge. I think we've got good straight line speed. And my issue around here is sector 1. The AI are super strong out of turn 2. Do I want to pass Leclerc here, realistically? No, I don't. I'm going to try and stick with him. Stroll up to P6, by the way. That's insane. Let's see if I can try and follow and use Leclerc for DRS. That would be a big helping hand. If I feel like we've got pace, then I'll try and push on. Russell has been very quick all season long. He's probably been the quickest man after the Red Bulls on average. So I expect him to get away. Tsunoda's already gone. So Leclerc's realistically the first target for us to try and beat today. Here comes Piastri. Leaning heavily on the battery. And goes through easily. That's fine. Hamilton behind. Verstappen also recovering, so he'll be onto the back of us very soon. Let's just try and play the long game here. 1:23.6 from Tsunoda out front. That's the sort of pace he's operating at right now. I think there's a gap behind Verstappen, so worst case scenario, if Hamilton and Verstappen do go through, we can just sit behind, and that will be just fine for us. Let's see, does Lewis go for it? Yes, he does. He's leaning on the battery, so I'm not going to fight too hard. Also, Piastri, Leclerc. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Piastri, Leclerc were battling into that corner. We'll let Verstappen go on this one. Again, I think I can hang just about. But there's no point me fighting this. We're not quick enough. On average, we don't get the acceleration out of the corners. We don't quite have the downfalls. I seem to suffer more in dirty air than they do. So I think if we could just hang on the back of these guys, that'd be fine. And if they all just behave and drive well, we should start to drop Sainz and Stroll behind. And essentially just, lock in a P7 here. But look at the gap behind. Starting to pull away now. And we're sitting PB sectors, so the pace is good like this for us. Now the Ferraris are going for it. Seems like Leclerc's a little bit slow in this initial phase. They're all going to bunch up, slow down as we head on to the second straight. Lost a little bit of momentum as now Antonelli's up to P8. He's come out of nowhere, so he might actually join this fight, to be fair. I just hope it doesn't drag Sainz and co with him. That would not be ideal. Piastri's got away. But yeah, Leclerc does seem slow. I don't feel great right now. Car feels a little bit unsettled. I'm not too happy on these tyres. I think the hard tyres will be a better compound for us. But right now, I'm not enjoying these. Leclerc gets passed by his teammate and Verstappen. So it feels like he's still struggling a little bit for pace. His wing seems to be intact. He just hasn't been quick all race long. I'll hang back for now, but if he gets dropped, we might have to go through here. Meanwhile, Verstappen getting stuck in on Lewis. Shades of 2021. Verstappen through though. Verstappen is absolutely smashing it. He is gone. Antonelli down the inside here. Gonna have to leave room. We're all spreading out though. Both Ferraris are running thin. Look at that acceleration though. I mean, granted I'm not using battery, but that is absolutely insane. Lando also recovering through the field up to P10. I just get wrecked on acceleration. If the AI are in battery attack mode, it's impossible for me to do anything. Antonelli and Leclerc side by side here. And Antonelli does go through.
Here's some information on Tsunoda for you. They're retiring from the race.
Wow, Tsunoda was
Caution, caution.
the race leader. So that gives George P1. Wow, that's huge. Absolutely huge. There he is. He was so far ahead already after just 9 laps. But Red Bull
Okay, clear.
lose one of their cars in the finale. Ooh, right front lock up. Not ideal. First signs of tyre wear struggle. I can't put the bias anymore to the rear because I'm going to overheat my rears and rear lock like crazy. So we're trying to just suffer really through a very delicate bit of front braking. I will say Norris and Sainz have been battling like crazy over the last lap and a half, and they've lost a ton of time, so it has broken a decent gap. So we're looking okay now. Leclerc also been dropped by Antonelli, so we could try and fight for P6 today if things go to plan. I'm just trying to hang on for the end part of this stint. I'm not happy on these tyres.
Grip is probably dropping due to wear, so don't be too aggressive.
Incredible timing on that radio. Thank you very much.
Box this lap, please. Box this lap.
Nice bit of opposite lock. Good save. You can see the tyre icon. Tyre wear icon has appeared, so we're over 60% on a tyre. No idea which one. I'm going to assume it's the front right, but could be a rear. Anyway, we're scheduled to box, so let's head in and waste no time. We're following Leclerc in here, so it's going to be pit stop duel. We get a warning for track limits, even though the AI don't. That's when you touch the inside line or the inside curb, you get a warning, but I want to stay close with Leclerc, so I'll take the risk. We're right, 68%. Oof. In we go then, come on. Last stop of the season, hopefully. 2.4. What a stop. And we jump Leclerc, do we?
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
What a pit stop from the crew. Jumping Charles Leclerc. Lovely jubbly. Although he'll probably get straight back past, but even still, just credit to the pit crew there for delivering a great stop. We've got Pierre Gasly just behind on a medium compound. I'm assuming he hasn't boxed yet. It's possible Leclerc might go through here with the acceleration that I have. Yep, here he comes. Not even going to bother. You wouldn't even believe I'm running a hot lap mode. There's Otmir, going overtaken by Stroll. Can I return the favour here? That would be nice. It doesn't incentivize you to overtake because the AI gets such insane acceleration. On the outside on Leclerc. Why not? Let's get stuck in and have some fun. Sainz and Norris are in, so they're going to have a lap fresher. But also, that would have been a lap undercut that they've lost. So the gap may have gone up. There they are, leaving the pit exit right now, I believe. Actually, that's Hamilton and Antonelli. Not Norris and Sainz, that's my bad. We're going to just get out ahead of Antonelli, so that's a huge undercut. And not just that. We've got ourselves within Hamilton's DRS range. So that actually was an incredibly successful pit phase. Getting ourselves right back into the race, which is massive. Antonelli's going to go here. It's just too much to handle. But we'll try again. We'll see if we can try to hang in this little DRS train. Hopefully no one gets away. And we'll try and stick with the crew. Hopefully we can pick something up at the end of the race. That would be ideal. We might be able to drop Leclerc at this rate. I'm using some battery to try and see if I can stretch this gap a little bit. Braking super late into the hairpin. I don't think I did drop him, but if we could, that would be huge for our race. I think we might have, you know. I don't think he has DRS. We're pulling away. This could be a big one. If Antonelli and Hamilton can drag us along and give us a helping hand, we could potentially leave Leclerc behind, who hasn't been that quick all race. I think we've got it. I think we're going to drop him here. This is huge. Big surprise.
I've got information on Lawson. Okay, they're out of this race.
No safety car though. Feels like the safety car is allergic to come out really in this career mode. It doesn't really happen often. We had a few at the start of the season, but it's kind of stopped. We've also just been dropped here by Hamilton. Kind of got caught napping there with that Lawson DNF. My eye went to the Delta. Right, we're going to have to try and hang on here. I'll see if I can try and keep within DRS. It won't be easy. I'm going to burn everything, but either way, we've got the gap to Leclerc, which we can manage, which is huge, as we just start to get some rear locking at the wrong time.
Yellow flag.
I'll need a huge final sector here to hang on to Hamilton, who now seems
Green flag.
to be pressuring Antonelli. We'll see if I can try and close in through here. Oh, Hamilton with a snap and we follow. But we're back in for now. Critical run out of turn 1 here, down towards turn 5. Oversteer. Kicking up a little bit, but I think we're back in. Hamilton's burning, he's trying everything to drop me. Oh my god, he's really getting away. Had to brake late and go a little bit deep into there to try and hang in. We've got it for now. But we're going to get dropped again as Hamilton now goes for it on Antonelli. This is a fight to try and hang on to DRS, but they're actually swapping efficiently, which isn't ideal. Wow, we just held on. That's huge. That is absolutely massive. We're also catching back up to Piastri here. As Antonelli goes to the outside. We're reeling in that other McLaren, so you never know, there could be more in this if we can just hang on to these two, who are properly duking it out. The veteran versus the rookie. Wow, I don't believe it. We've actually caught Piastri. So this is now a battle for a podium. I think Hamilton is just about within his DRS. Worst ways, Antonelli and Hamilton are a DRS swap away from getting in. So This could get really interesting. I'm hanging on though by a thread. I really am. That extra lap of tyre life is starting to hurt me. We do have the same age tyres as Piastri, I believe. Oh, that's big time loss. Big time loss. That's allowing Piastri to escape. I'm happy to just sit back as Antonelli puts the squeeze on Lewis. Good chance for us to get a charge up now. Right, Antonelli has been dropped by Hamilton. He doesn't have DRS. That's interesting. Might make things a little bit easier for us to snag a P5 in the closing stages here. I've also built up to a full charge pretty much, so we'll see what we can try and do in the closing laps. I wonder if I could leapfrog onto Hamilton. I think we're going to just sit behind on this one, and I'll try and get him on the next straight. My traction's better, usually. I'm going to try and set this up, especially so we can counteract AI's acceleration. There we go. Right, I'm going to use everything here. Onto the last lap to see if I can try and get back within Lewis's DRS and also pull away from Antonelli. Alright, we're out of the dirty air. That's one good thing. Let's try and push on now. I'm going to open up a gap. I feel much stronger on this tyre than the medium. This tyre holds up a lot better, and I'm able to keep my pace up a lot better as well with it. We've easily dropped Antonelli, but can we get within Lewis's DRS? That's a lock up into turn one. Not ideal. That's going to cost us probably DRS, unfortunately, so that might be all she wrote. So we're looking at a P5 finish. Either way, it's been a wonderful first season. It really has outperformed expectations, and I think I'm looking forward to season 2. I really am. I think it's promising. 2 new drivers, fresh faces, stronger, faster drivers. So hopefully we'll score points more frequently with the AI driver, with the second man that isn't myself racing on the weekend. But we cap off P5 in Abu Dhabi. I said I wanted the top 5 at the start of the race, and we've got it. What a performance. Get in there.
Well, there it is, mate. The checkered flag comes down on the season. It might have been a tough season. We've definitely had some tough moments in it, but I hope there's been some times in there that you've enjoyed. I know there have been for me. And look, there's lots to learn, so hopefully we can go again, and next time we'll do better.
We're going to be hearing that Dutch national anthem again because it's victory for Max Verstappen. There's room for 3 on their podium, but only ever 1 right at the top. Let the celebrations begin. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen.
Well, there we go. Final results in. What a way to cap it off. Really, really excellent result. 10 points for Solov, and that's going to bring both of our drivers super close. Verstappen wins in style. He's a champion. P12 to P1. He absolutely crushed it this year. The Red Bull is so damn quick. So I'm keen to see how they're going to handle the regulation change for Season 2, affecting the aero and the engine, of course, for the 2026 regulations. Russell, Piastri make up your podium at one point. P3 was almost possible. Hamilton, though, and Antonelli battling a bit too much and losing us some time. But yeah, there is your final order. Both Spaniards round out the points. And for Otmir, it's P15. Not too bad, to be fair. Pretty decent performance for an AI driver. Standings as we finish the season. Our drivers, I mean, look at that. It's poetic. Both in the top 10. 1 point apart. That's basically the performance of the team. P5 for us, though. We outscore Williams by over 100 points, and that is huge because we're now going to get big constructor money. Now, guys, we're going to leave it here. Next episode will be basically just an entire admin episode doing the postseason from here and the preseason for season 2. There's going to be a lot going on, so I'm looking forward to it. And I can't wait for the new season, guys. I really am excited. I'm enjoying this game. I'm really loving it. If you guys are as well, leave a like on the video, subscribe for more daily F1 25 content, and I'll see you guys very soon for season 2. In the meantime, as always, a massive shout out to my channel members, guys. Cheers for supporting as always. Also check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. And yeah, guys, I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Take care. And let's goodbye from me. Ciao, ciao.